Hari Om and very good morning to everybody. I welcome everybody to 19th of August. Friends, I was having a very good friend who happens to be a very good cook. Now also she cooks very well. So once I had gone to her house for a lunch. She was preparing lunch. So she completed almost all her dishes. So the final one she was going to fry the brinjal. So I was just sitting and observing her working on the dining table. She brought 5 to 6 brinjals and she took it to the wash basin. Each one she washed with a lot of care, with a lot of love, and I was really wondering that with so much smooth hand and love she was washing, then she cleaned, she wiped off all the water, then she brought a nice fine knife and she started cutting that. While she was cutting, she took care that each one would be cut into the same size. With a lot of love, she cut the brinjals, and while cutting, she was looking at each brinjal if there was a hole. And finally, she found on one brinjal there was a hole. I thought, as because she had invited somebody for lunch, she would throw it away. But then she didn't do that. She cut that brinjal with a lot of care. She took out that part which contained that hole, and inside she saw it carefully. Then the nicer part she took it away, and that only that part which was damaged she threw it in the dustbin, and the other part again she took care to cut it into nice pieces. And I was observing all this. So when I saw all, then I really appreciated her love for the job. Even cutting the brinjal also, she was taking all the care. So that is one lesson I learned. The other lesson I learned that day is how meticulous she was in her work and how much attention she was paying to her job. And the cutting of that part which contained hole and not rejecting the rest of the brinjal was the lesson which I learned that day. She did not reject that brinjal, saying that no, it has got a hole, it's a damaged one. With smile, when I asked, she said, it is only a small part, but the rest of the part is okay. Why should I throw it? Why should I reject it? Exactly. And the cook does not reject it, and with a lot of love, because she realizes the value of the rest of the part and she keeps it. And we reject people in our life. We reject others just for having little fault, little flaws. We simply reject somebody because someone has little fault, somebody scolded us, somebody did not appreciate, somebody did not smile at us, someone is having some kind of problem in the character, and we reject that person. Many a times we don't even talk to persons for whole of our life, or we carry that impression in our mind for whole of our life. Whenever we meet that person, we remember that other day that person had told me like this, or scolded, or he has this fault in his character. So we reject right away that person throughout the life. When one brinjal cannot be rejected, what is the cost of it? And we reject our friends, relatives, others, human beings. The person happens to be so priceless. A human being's value living in this society must be understood by all of us. How can we reject for simply one hole or one flaw, little limitations, little imperfections? No human being in this world, including ourselves, are perfect. Let us remember that. Everyone is having limitation. So let us adopt the principle of the cook, not rejecting anybody because of a hole or one flaw, a little bit of problems. Everyone is having a lot of good side in spite of having little bit problems. So let us expertly, skillfully, meticulously deal with the shortcomings that person carries with him or her, and try to uplift that person, helping him or her to give them their best and take them to a greater height of life, because they desire that and they deserve also. Our love, our cooperation, our sensitivity towards such flaws or shortcomings of our own people or people in the society would be definitely a great thing, or selfless work, or a great work in the society. So let us give them their best. It is told anyone can find a dirt in someone. Let us see the gold in that person, not the dot. Let us see the gold and realize it, and let us help that person to remove that bit of dot which is there in that person. Let us support and love. Let's give support and love to everybody. It's the biggest thing that in the world we can do, and it is very much necessary for a long lasting relationship to reject that small hole and accept the rest of the part of that person. Let's give unconditional love, total acceptance, total love, total support for someone. It does not depend on getting something, only appreciation we get, and so in return we give love or support. That is absolute selfishness. There was a person who happens to be not very smart. So that person deserves reward in his office, but because he is very timid personality, so that is why the boss did not see his work for a long period of time, and he also cannot ask him for a raise in the salary or other comforts. He was working. Then the boss marked, and one fine day the boss asks that and gives a letter of his promotion to 4 or 5 grades above. He becomes very happy, and he comes back to his house that day, little late after finishing his work. When he comes to his house and enters, the wife welcomes him, and as he enters, he finds that a beautiful candlelight dinner is waiting for him. The house is nicely decorated by the wife. The wife has prepared a fantastic dinner. She herself also made her ready to receive. And She offers that dinner and tells, I got the news. And from whom? Boss himself was so impressed. The boss tells her that this is what, and because he deserves it. And so the husband said, oh, for my promotion, all these arrangements. The wife said, no, dear, if you had not got the promotion also, the same thing I had been doing and I would have done in future. It doesn't matter whether you get a promotion or not. I simply love you. I simply dedicate myself for you. It is not what you get or not. It's your joy that which I want to celebrate. Yes, it is not what the other one is achieving or giving us. It is simply unconditional love. If someone is there in the world, the whole world may reject us. But if one person is there beside us, who supports us, who believes in us, who continuously loves us and supports without expecting anything, that one person is enough in our life to motivate us and to lead us to go ahead in our life. Let us develop a relationship with such people around us who love us, support us unconditionally. And you will see the joy of life. It is not materialistic gain, but gaining such people in our life will definitely make our life a brilliant one, a joyful one, and we will really lead a happy life. And that relationship continues for a long, long period of time where there is unconditional love and support. So let us try to keep such unconditional love and support to others, and let's accept the brinjal with a little hole and not reject it. Hari Om and thank you.